In the ancient Igbo village of Umudiki, life was ruled by tradition, ancestral laws, and promises that carried more weight than personal desire. In that village, love was never just something of the heart. It belonged to families, lineages, and the ancestors who were believed to watch over every decision. Adaeze, the only daughter of a respected village chief, grew up surrounded by privilege and strict expectations. From childhood, she was taught how to behave as a chief's daughter, how to carry herself among elders, and how to prepare for a future she never chose. What she did not know for many years was that her life had already been decided before she was born. Long before her arrival, her father, Chief Nwankwo, had stood with another powerful family beneath the sacred Iroko tree and sealed an oath with kola nuts and palm wine. In that moment, he had promised that his unborn daughter would marry their son, uniting both families and restoring peace between them. That son was Ikenna, a wealthy and proud young man who grew up believing Adaeze was destined to be his wife. He accepted the arrangement as a matter of duty and honor, seeing it as the natural continuation of his family's legacy. But while tradition was arranging her future, Adaeze's heart was quietly being drawn elsewhere. She met Obinna, the son of a humble palm wine tapper who lived on the edge of the village's respect. Unlike the men chosen for her, Obinna had no title, no wealth, and no influence. Yet he was kind, grounded, and sincere in a way Adaeze had never experienced. What began as innocent familiarity in their younger years gradually deepened into something neither of them could ignore. They began meeting in secret, away from the eyes of elders and the weight of expectations. By the riverbanks and under the moonlight, they spoke freely and dreamed of a life that did not belong to tradition. For a brief time, it felt as though love could exist outside the rules of Umudike. But in a village where even silence had witnesses, secrets never remained hidden for long. When their relationship was eventually discovered, it shook the entire village. Chief Nwankwo felt not only betrayed as a father, but dishonored as the keeper of a sacred oath. To him, breaking that promise meant disrespecting the ancestors and weakening the very foundation of the families involved. The elders stood with him. They reminded everyone that oaths made with kola nut and palm wine were not casual agreements. They were binding, spiritual, and irreversible. Adaeze was then pulled into a conflict she could not escape. On one side stood her duty, her family's honor, and the man she had been promised to since birth. On the other stood the only love she had ever chosen for herself. Obinna was forbidden from approaching the chief's compound and warned to stay away from her. But distance did not erase what they felt. Instead, it hardened the situation. While Adaeze was pressured toward Ikenna, Obinna struggled with humiliation and heartbreak, yet refused to accept that his worth was defined by his background. Tension spread through the village as tradition and emotion clashed. Families argued, elders debated, and Adaeze found herself trapped between obedience and desire. Eventually, she was forced to face a final truth. Either she honored the oath and accepted the life chosen for her, or she followed her heart and risked losing her place in the only world she had ever known.
Now the choice is hers alone. What path do you think Adaeze should take? Let me know in the comments. Part 2 is coming soon. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and follow or subscribe so you don't miss what happens next.